Thank you, Nancy. Greenlighting really does give out my favorite awards. To present our next award, the Big Foot Award, please help me in welcoming Len Canty, President of the Black Economic Council.
Good evening. Glad to be here. And I want to first thank Orson for asking me to present this award to Congresswoman Waters. Every year I say I'm not going down to Green Island Summit, and every year I find myself here. And when he called me and said, would you like to introduce and give the award to Congresswoman Waters? Yeah, I'd love to. I met, as we call her from time to time, Max, 20 plus years ago. I was in D.C. trying to get meetings with the OCC and the Federal Reserve, and they said, well, I couldn't get a meeting. So a mutual friend of ours, I said, let me make a few phone calls for you. And within an hour or so, the OCC is calling me and saying, can you come now? Can you come tomorrow? Whenever you want to come. Same thing with the Federal Reserve. I said, well, why do you guys change your mind? Well, we got a call from Maxine's office. I said, oh, okay, good. So we went to the Federal Reserve after meeting with the OCC. Great meeting. As we were leaving, I said, hey, guys, you guys have a car? He said, a car? I said, yeah, we need to get back to the hotel. He said, yeah, let's go downstairs to the basement Federal Reserve in D.C. And they gave us a car. So chauffeurs back to the hotel. That's influence. That's power. But what Max has done, or should I say Congresswoman Waters has done for years, is kick in the doors. And this award is most befitting for her. She has treaded grounds that no one has ever done. And she and I talked several months ago when she was under attack by the so-called Ethics Committee. And I shared with her that, while she represents the 35th District here in Southern California, Max is viewed as everyone's congresswoman around the country. I got friends in D.C., Boston, New York, Atlanta. Everybody considers Maxine Waters as their congressperson because she speaks with a voice, unafraid, doesn't concern about the polls and what have you, and she's a fighter. We need more people like Maxine Waters kicking in the doors, making noise. We got to support her, no matter where we live in this country. Some of you know I've been very critical of our president on certain issues. And I would say he could be more like Maxine. Maxine takes no prisoners. And someone earlier mentioned the Dodd-Frank bill. You got to get very acquainted with that bill. Because what Maxine offered in that bill was the so-called supply diversity issue, if you will, that established the minority and women inclusion office in federal offices with the financial services industries. They didn't like that bill. They still don't like it. Not only the financial industry, but corporate America in general. And you got to Google and become very familiar, because in my opinion, that bill, particularly the part she inserted, is equal to the Fair Housing Act of 1968. Because there was a time, I grew up in the South, that if you came through the South traveling, you couldn't get a hotel at the Marriott, none of the hotels would give you a room. The Fair Housing Act of 68 changed all of that. And I'm telling you today, this bill that she orchestrated along with her friend Barney opens the doors for us in terms of participating in federal contracts, corporate contracts. But we got to become very familiar. And as you said earlier, Google Dodd-Frank bill and read it. especially the part that talked about supply diversity. She is a trailblazer, kicks in doors, raises a lot of hell, and takes no prisoners. And she's a friend, and I'm glad to be presenting her with this award. Thank you. Thank you. All right. This is the Bigfoot.
Wow. First, let me thank Lynn Canty for that very generous introduction. I love Lynn Canty because he's one of those activists who have not changed his tactics. As you know, over the years, we've had folks who have been activists, but now they're trying to be politically correct and to the center and not make too many waves and all of that. Lynn Canty doesn't give a damn.